Okay guys, it's Monday the 15th of April and we are on the DAX today. So, first trade of the week as always with the trades. I will talk you through the analysis, talk you through the trade management, try and explain to you what it is that I'm doing and why I'm making the decisions that I am making. So the main thing coming into this week on both markets is that we are looking like we've got pretty low volatility. So we're in the Easter break. A lot of traders, yeah, they are humans, they're on holiday. So the markets are a little bit quieter. We see a lot more doji candles, candles with small bodies. On the DAX, we have held at the base at 11,988. We've then bounced. Nice pullback, bounced again, and we've just started to see a little bit of rejection coming in at 12 o'clock. So what I was really looking at coming into today is how we had been testing up into this level multiple times. You can see the test, then you can see the whole sort of sideways movement. We've tried to break higher, we've rejected, tried to break higher, we rejected, and then coming into today again, we've started to press higher and we've started to reject again. Now, although we've been making the low, the high, higher low, and the higher high, what I'm looking at is how we're creating a good amount of space between the swings. So if I even drag this one all the way across like this, we've pressed up, we've started to reject. There's enough room on this potential move down to come down to test these levels and to get me into a fairly decent amount of profit. And then we've got the MA200 sitting just underneath there also, which is potential support. Now, although it is showing potentially bullish trending movements, with this amount of room and testing into a resistance level where it's already shown us over the last couple of days that it's rejecting multiple times, it's giving me enough confluence to get into the short position. Potentially just a little bit of a scalping movement. We're going to see how we react as we come down here. I may actually get knocked out at break even, because if we do test down here, my stop is coming to break even. The reason for that, there's a couple of different ones. We're on the DAX. The DAX is, or it can be a lot more volatile. So if we are testing into potential support levels, I want to protect the position. And also because we're in a period of relatively low volatility. So when I see that, I just approach the market a little bit more cautiously. So sorry if you heard that, it's just a notification for a YouTube comment. Okay, so if we can break down and start testing those levels, my stop's going to come to break even. What I'll also do is I'll go on to the higher time frames when this trade completes one way or the other, and I'll just look at this level with you guys so you can see why I'm looking at it for potential resistance. But this whole mess down here is where I'll be looking to lock in profits. Is there anything else to go over with this position? Nothing as yet. The sort of main thing is low volatility. We're in the Easter period. We might see sideways sort of choppy price action. I'm not really going to do anything until we come down and test into these levels. If we test these levels, stop the break even, very simple. And then if we start getting down to the MA200 and lower, that's when I'll really be looking to take profits. Okay, so as always with the live trade, what I will do is I will pause the video because if there's nothing to talk about, I'm not just going to start rambling. Well, sometimes I do. I'm going to pause the video. I'll turn it back on if we move one way or the other. And I'll talk you through exactly what I am looking at. Okay guys, so the market has now broken down, tested into the previous swings. So all I'm going to do is bring the stop to break even. Now with DAX, we had the move down, we then had some sideways price action and a little bit of a pullback at 12.25. So when you see this is the sort of time where you're looking at your trade, you're doubting your entry, and you're thinking to yourself, have I analyzed this wrong? Have I gotten into a poor trade? You know, that's exactly what happens. But almost all trades, you get some sort of move against you. Now with the DAX, I've got a bit of a sort of love-hate relationship. I love the DAX because you can get some very nice setups. And by nice setups, I mean setups like this, where you've got a nice clean run to what I call a management point. So the first area where I'm looking for potential support and resistance coming back in. And that's really what I mainly do as a trader. I'm looking for these clean areas where I can get into trades, and I know there's a very high chance that it's going to at least make the move down into those levels. I'm pretty good at identifying those, and that's what I look to trade. Now the DAX does offer up quite a few good setups like that. However, it's also very, very volatile. And my preference is lower volatility markets like the FTSE 100. And on the DAX, you can be in a perfect trade. And let's just say, so we've had some sideways price action here. You can see the DAX is coming down. It's in your favor. You're in nice profit. And then all of a sudden, you can get maybe a 30, 40 point candle just for apparently no reason that just rockets against you in the other way. And yeah, I'm not really a fan of that type of market movement. I like sort of slower, steadier market movements, which is what we've been seeing today, and which is why I'm happy to get back into this market. So what I'm looking at now is, since this retrace, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bearish candles without any sort of significant bullish pullbacks. So if we're starting to hold at these levels, potentially we're going to see the bulls stepping in once again. So that's why I've got my stop to break even, and I may look to come out of this a little bit earlier and just sort of lock in a small amount of profit. We're going to see how we react on this candle. Testing the swing, expectations of some sort of a bounce, which is what we're seeing. Stops at break even to protect the position, but I would still like to see it sort of heading back down toward MA200 and potentially the sort of lower portions of this swing. We'll need to see how we get on. If it just breaks up, obviously I'm going to get taken out at my entry. Okay, so what have we got left? A minute on this candle. What I will do is I will pause the video again. It's looking like it may pop up to the entry point. So what I'll do is I will let the video run, and then if it doesn't come up, if it starts to sort of chop sideways again, I'll just edit the video, cut the video down. Okay, so just closed the trade out for around about 230 pounds of profit. We're still hesitating at this previous swing. We've got the MA200 sitting just underneath, so I'm not really happy to just hold on to it and blindly look for that move down. So the other reason why that is the case is because if we see, as the market broke down here, we're testing at pretty similar levels. So potentially finding support just above the swing really, but basically at the swing with the MA200 there. So it's opening up a potential bounce. If there's a potential bounce, I've got my stop at the break-even level. It's leading me toward most likely a break-even trade. So it just doesn't make sense. Would have liked more profit, but happy with that for the first trade of the week from the DAX. Okay, so onto the daily time frame. Why am I looking up here? It's pretty obvious. You can see it. The market is testing up at these levels. It's finding resistance up here. Now, it's actually one of the areas I'm sort of watching for. If we break up above this level now, it's very likely we then see another bounce coming into DAX. So key resistance levels already proven. If we come to the left, we can see why we're testing into previous swings. Previous swings, yeah, good areas to watch for the sellers stepping back into the market. So that is everything for today, guys. As always, I hope you found it helpful. I hope you're all having a good trading week. I'm James Orr, and thank you.